Greetings and salutations. My name is Michael Schwahn and welcome to the channel. We have some more reaction content for you, and today we are checking out Dyschronia? It's one of those, I don't know. Dyschronia Chronos Alternate. This is a VR game that's coming out. I don't know if it's strictly limited to MetaQuest 2, but of course MetaQuest 2 right now is the largest VR platform. There are some others out there. I know like a lot of people will go after like the HTC Vive because of the way that it has like body scanners and the extra like room scans that you can put up. Steam has one, or Valve does, and the Valve Index? I think it's called the Valve Index VR kit. And the only reason I even know about it is because it's $1,000. And if anyone buys one, it gets put up to the top of the Steam like bestseller list, because that goes off of actual like numbered purchase value rather than number of copies. And then the only other thing you could really mention is the PSVR. And the PSVR, I feel like didn't ever really get any legs, and it's probably because it was on the PlayStation 4. We recently got the announcement for the PSVR 2, which is going to be for the PlayStation 5. And the PlayStation 5 is a much more powerful system, and with those two things together, if Sony actually put some support behind it, I think the PSVR 2 actually has a chance. Whereas I don't feel like they gave it enough of a chance when it was just the PSVR. Like, I feel like what was the best thing that was on the PSVR? The Final Fantasy 15 fishing game? Was there anything else? I don't know. PSVR was amazing. I still prefer my Oculus Quest. We have a Quest 2, and we like it a lot. It's really good. It's what I wanted out of a VR system, which is I wanted a standalone VR system. No cable hooked up to anything. That said, if I want to play something like Half-Life Alyx, I have to plug it into my computer and use the extra computer power and stuff like that. So it's not perfect, but the fact that it can be used on its own is very impressive, and I appreciate it a lot for that. But PSVR 2, just in terms of being a comparison that is hooked up to a machine, I think it has a chance. And we are seeing more and more people try to build VR games that aren't just rhythm games, that aren't just walking simulators, that aren't just environment simulators. And this is a game that I think might have a chance to make an impact. And it is a 3-episode game, and I don't know the context of if you have to buy each episode individually or how it's going to work in that aspect. That's what we're here to hopefully find out. But what I know is it's a murder mystery game. You're playing a detective, I think, that is trying to solve some sort of murder mystery. And that sounds fantastic for VR, right? Because you can be in a VR space and see like the body and evidence and look around and stuff like that and try and find clues and stuff and have this interactive space that feels like it has a purpose to being interactive in terms of being in a VR environment. So, you know, just something to think about. But we got a lot of trailers. These are all from the actual Chrono Universe channel. Most of them are fairly short, somewhere between 30 minutes, fairly short, 30 minutes. Most of them are 30 seconds to a minute and a half. We're going to start all the way at the back. This is the earliest trailer that I saw for it, which was July 19th of last year. And we go all the way up to a trailer that was just released a few days back, which is released on September 8th. So let's just get started. I might move through these pretty quickly depending on what's in them, but I'll stop yapping. My dearest. Biohazard Star Wars? Which Star Wars game? Seemed a bit loud.
Dyschronia.
Well, we know how to pronounce it now. Dyschronia. Also, I would like to point out that said early 2022. They missed that mark. That's okay, but because that just is the standard now for video games. Turn back time. Okay, so I wonder if there'll be a time element to try and help you solve the murder. Squadron? Was Squadron in VR? Man, that sounds like Vomit Simulator. Elder Scrolls? Sure. Alright, I've seen some funny things with Elder Scrolls in VR. Resident Evil 7? Oh, right. But wasn't that more of like an experience? Because it was only the beginning section at the house, right? It wasn't, you couldn't play the entire game. Just waifu bait? Well, that's adorable. Oh, let me get... Was that wasn't my mouse on the screen, was it? I don't know. Very stylized approach. It's always interesting to see how people want to approach VR in terms of if they take like a really heavy cell shaded look to try and make it easier on the system while hopefully trying to make it also easier to make you less sick. Easier on the system, higher refresh rate, lower chances of motion sickness.
What lies beyond the dream.
Feel like these have not given us anything. Mind you, these are still really, really early trailers, right? On console, wait, where's my mouse at? In VR on Oculus from Facebook, it is now not called the Oculus, it's called the Meta Quest. Because it's not called Facebook anymore, it's called Meta. And it's also going to be on Nintendo Switch. Okay. I would like to see more of this game. I don't feel like they've shown us much of the game yet, but this was also early. This was also, I think, in June of last year. So we should be getting it, October of last year. And now we're moving to June of this year. So jumping forward, what, 8 months? It's quite a bit of time.
Astrum Closed City. Paradise. The nanomachine collective, Kairos, eliminates the population's dark thoughts during dreaming.
What?
No crime is possible. But today...
Okay.
The founder of the city has been murdered. It's your duty, Supervisor Hal, to find the killer. Explore your abilities as a variant. Use your memory dive. Manipulate the past. And unveil the truth. Avoid the destruction of the last paradise of humanity. Bring the murderer to justice. But be careful. The past hides mysteries. For a reason.
Let's finish this.
Shouldn't I be dead?
So, one of my favorite movies of all time is Equilibrium with Christian Bale in the leading role. And one of the primary premises of that movie is that in order to reach a believed utopia, everyone takes an injection multiple times a day that completely suppresses your emotion system. Nobody has any feeling. Like, you're still alive and you still are a cog in the machine, but you don't feel happy or sad or love or anger or anything like that. And that's what allowed for a utopia to exist, because nobody had any strong feelings, so therefore nobody would act out in any way. This feels close. We devour all of your negative thoughts and emotions while you're asleep, so that way you won't commit crimes while you're awake. Kind of adjacent of, what was it, We Happy Few, where everyone takes happy pills. This is them just doing like a tech test? Like how many things they can render in the game without the quest crashing. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I mean, as we continue to improve technology, like even in 5 years, we're gonna have some insane freaking VR headsets, right? So here's a stealth section. No, I'm not over here. I love seeing developers starting to get more creative with VR. Oh, God. Can you imagine playing Alien Isolation like this? Oh, oh no. We still got 2 more. So this is the release date announcement, and then we have the wish list trailer. So it always makes the question, how big of a room do these people really have to play games like this? Well, with that particular circumstance, with that stealth section, we saw that the game might give you the option to move when you move, but they were moving forward by going like this with your hand controllers. That's how they moved, was we're going to emulate the act of moving by, you know, moving your arms up and down. They might have an option where if you have a big enough space, you can move around yourself to be able to move around in the VR space. But that's always a limitation, right? Is like, because also depending on the type of movement, they found that in terms of like just using a joystick, of pushing a joystick forward to move you forward, generally triggers motion sickness in a lot of people. I don't know much about this type of movement in terms of if that helps prevent motion sickness or not, but that's always the thing that's trying to overcome, is the motion sickness part of it. Seems exhausting. Oh man, I wish they didn't remove the best feature of Alien Isolation for PC. What feature is that?
Paradise. The nanomachine collective, Kairos, eliminates the population's dark thoughts during dreaming. No crime is possible. But today,
The person committed the crime by just never going to sleep.
the founder of the city,
Eve, I believe the PC version has been updated to have that feature included, because a streamer friend was playing with that feature enabled, and I believe they were on PC.
Manipulate the past
This looks like the same trailer,
and unveil the truth.
but is this just gonna be the same, but it's gonna have a release date at the end?
Of humanity. Bring the murderer to justice.
This is most definitely
Be
the
careful.
same exact trailer, same
past hides
pacing,
mysteries.
steps, narrative.
For a reason.
Let's finish this.
Shouldn't I be dead?
Dyschronia. Chronos alternate.
All you're getting is a mod for it. Episode 1 of 3, September 22nd. Oh, so it's not even going to be fully out when it comes out. Man, like, I get it, but at the same time, I don't like it. Let's see if this trailer is any different. This is the wish list trailer. Maybe the person that I know that was playing with that feature on PC was using the mod. I don't know, though. Okay, this is definitely a different trailer. Or at least so far is.
Supervisor Hellsinger, inaugurated just 5 minutes ago.
What's going on?
Homicide detected. Victim, Albert Rumford.
He was killed?
The city's in grave danger. But I have no doubt you're capable of sorting this all out.
Find Albert's body. Find the perpetrator. There isn't a moment to lose.
Today, the city falls. Nightmare becomes reality.
Look, I hate to have to do this, but I've got to kill you.
What was Rumford researching down here?
Let's finish this.
It's a shame, but I can't trust someone who doesn't remember their past.
Look, you gotta tell me. Was it you who killed the prof?
They're expecting you to uncover the truth in your account.
That was a very abrupt, like, move to the end of that trailer. The game is interesting, honestly, but I'm on the fence. Yeah, I'm sad. I knew it was episodic, but I was kind of hoping that the episodes would all be released together. I don't know why I thought that that was going to be the case. I mean, I think it was just wishful thinking on my part. Just because, like, I don't know how long it's going to take them to get to episode 2 or episode 3. And on top of that, like, the episodes look fairly small, right? Because really we saw it's like, oh, hey, here's our world building, our introduction, dude is dead, here's a couple of small puzzles that we've already shown you in multiple trailers, and the primary aspect that we've been really like heading on is this moment where you're stealthing around and there's this chick with an energy gun that's trying to find you and kill you, which is fine, but I'm guessing it's like maybe an hour. Like, and I don't feel like I'm being too harsh on that expectation. If they have a lot of exposition and dialogue and world building and stuff, it might be pushed out to 2 hours, but I feel like it's a very bite-sized experience, which I feel like a good number of VR experiences end up being that way unless they have a large amount of replayability, a la rhythm games like Beat Saber, Audica, Synth Riders, and so on. And it just feels like this is going to be very, very small. I don't know how much this costs. We might be able to find out, actually. Because if we can wish list it, then that should mean that there's a price tag, right? Oculus.com. That should be it. Coming soon. It doesn't have a price. Okay. And it is only episode 1 of 3. What if I just type in price? Does that give me anything new? It's going to be $19.99. Does that come with all of the episodes and you just get them when they come out? Is that how this is going to work? This is all just advertising stuff, more advertising stuff. The story and what? Character. I understand what you were going for. It doesn't work very well. Wait, where's the $19.99 that the... There it is. I'm guessing you probably do get all 3 episodes. September 22nd for episode 1. Episode 2 is winter of 2022, and episode 3 will be spring of 2023. And it won't release onto Switch until everything is available, in which case it'll be out in spring of 2023, of course, subject to change. You bet it's per episode, and when the last episode is released, the first episode becomes free. Oh, gag me with a spoon. That would be $60. Unless I'm woefully wrong about the expected length of this product, that would be criminal. And not to say that a short game can't be worth a full price, but there's also certain expectations that you have to meet if you're going to be charging a larger amount for a smaller product overall. And it's both a direction of quality, not just in gameplay, but also in visuals and also payoff, right? So if you're charging more for a smaller package, that package has to deliver a stronger punch. So it's usually how these episodic games usually are. You're not wrong. I'm just hoping you're wrong. But yeah, that is Dyschronia Chronos Alternate. I would love to hear what your thoughts are about it, especially if you're really into VR. I have VR. I don't use it very much just because there's only so many things that I'm like, that looks like something I want to spend my very limited amount of time on. But there are people that are like, yeah, I love VR. I got a friend that's super into it. But they're very particular still about the games that they really want to get into and stuff like that, all the same, right? Which is fair. But what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you want to keep up the conversation elsewhere, 2 great places to do so are Discord and Twitter. And speaking of Discord, we actually have a channel dedicated to these reactions where you can place links of your own that we can check out together live on stream, because we do stream 4 days a week: Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, and I would love to see you there. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you want to catch future videos, please subscribe to the channel. And if you do go watch one of those other videos on the channel, or if I see you in the live stream, thank you and enjoy.